Alrighty guys, welcome back. Today we got my old dad here with us, and you guys just saw us release one of his videos. Just hit 10,000 views on our YouTube channel. I think that was really cool. So you guys are wanting him, so he's back in the footage right here, the main man. But today, something that's been going on in the background, a lot of you guys don't get to see, is how we come up with the bracketry and the tabs, and basically how we mount a lot of the things on our channel, on our builds. And a couple examples we're going to show y'all today is like this one here. This is our coil brackets, and this is for Holley smart coils. So if you guys are needing brackets for your Holley smart coils, we've got those now on the website, and that's thanks to my dad right here for making those. So we're going to bring a camera around here and show you guys a couple of different drawings of what we've done. One of the other things that we've done as well, if you guys haven't figured it out yet or not, we will be using the Holley Dominator system on the Jeep build. This is the Pro Dash that we're using right here, and you also have to have a way to mount this thing as well. So we're going to show you guys some stuff on that, and I think you guys will enjoy this video.
Go ahead. Yeah, what we're doing here today is we're going to make a bracket to mount this dash instrument panel. It doesn't come with anything to really mount it. They sent some drawings to kind of give you a sketch to be able to put it in your existing panel, dash panel, or whatever you got. But what we done is we just started off with a simple doodling little sketch to get us started with, and then here's what we've ended up. This is what the piece will look like. This will mount to the back of the instrument. This will be a tab that bends over to where it can be mounted to the roll cage or wherever you decide to put it at.
Heck yeah, and I believe this piece worked out good. And these big holes right here, what they've gave us here on this blueprint, and this did come from Holley. This is where your plug-ins are on the back of the Pro Dash. Okay, so this is the big connector. It goes to the ECU, and then you've got your little micro USBs and all that good stuff there. And they help you with saying, okay, hey, here's you a blueprint of roughly of where the bolt holes are to actually mount the dash, and then also these two big open areas for the connectors. They also give you this deal here, again, like if you're going to recess this thing or cut something out in your existing dash, and this is how big of a hole you need to cut out for it to actually flush mount. So I think that's really cool from Holley that you get that.
Also, something I think is really cool about this, it's an impressive piece. You can make your display on the instrument to look like any of these readouts for your, whatever application you want to use it for.
Yeah, that's really cool. You know, the Holley guys have really taken things to the next level. So you're not just stuck with this look or this look. You can choose in between whatever you want to do. And they do also make this a whole lot bigger. You can get the real big screen that they've got. But for our application and for most race cars, you really run out of room, and you want to kind of be as confined as you possibly can. But also you can adjust through and get whatever gauge you want to see the biggest display of, you're going to get that, and you can also do that. So it's just a really cool thing. Alrighty guys, so my dad there's got the Pro Dash held up. Basically where we're wanting to mount it at is kind of in the center of the console here. Now a lot of you be like, well, why didn't you mount it right in here? And our thinking behind this is we've really been kind of looking at what's going to be the best here is no matter who drives this thing, who's going to be able to see that. Now we've kind of learned some things here, not only from this build but from my dad's truck as well. You can put something in the center right in here and it looks awesome, but the problem is the driver can't see it. So we kind of came together and decided, well, let's put it here so no matter what the height or build of the driver is, they're going to be able to see the instrument panel, no problem. They can get to it, make changes, and they can see that thing, no problem. So it'll mount there. There'll be a bend on the back side, and it'll weld right into the dash bar there, and that'll be a really, really nice, strong piece. Alrighty guys, check out these coil packs right here, man. These things are looking wicked. I tell you, y'all, this is an interesting deal to try to figure out what you're going to do when it comes to mounting your coil packs. There's tons and tons of different options out there, and this is just happens to be one of the ones that we kind of came up with here in-house. Now, one thing to recognize and understand, these are the pro coils, or they're also known for being called smart coils, right? These are a little bit different of animals right here, okay? The mounting is different on them. They're really big and bulky. I mean, you can see how big these things are. They're really, really big compared to a stock LS coil. This is the same type of coil you'll see on a lot of pro mod cars and things like that. They just got a lot of things that they bring to the table, and a whole lot more room when it comes to how much power you want to make. But anyways, this is the bracket we came up with, and I think this thing come out really, really nice. This is the passenger side right here. We've got it kind of mocked up with some coil wires on there so you guys to see how it's going to look going into the plugs. But we'll check out the driver's side, and you can see how that thing looks as well. But I think Dad done a really good job on that. We both kind of put our heads together to try to figure this thing out, how we want it to look, and we're coming right along here. Alrighty guys, another bracket that we've been working on, and Dad just kind of took this one and knocked it right out of the park here. We've got ourselves a dual oil filter setup here, and this is what the customer was wanting. And but this system here didn't come with any bracket or tab, so we had to make one. And I believe we're going to mount this thing right around in here somewheres. And now we've got plenty of clearance and room to work on this thing. You can easily get to it and take this thing apart. All right, so I think that takes care of that one. Another one we're going to talk about here is going to be the mirror up there, so let's go talk about it. Alrighty guys, something else I want to talk about is here's a rear view mirror, okay? So a customer came to us and this is what type of mirror he wanted to use. And when he brought it, it came with this type of mounting system on it, okay? And you know, for stock vehicles and stuff, that's completely fine. And you know, I got to looking at it and I was like, you know, I want to replace all this and put something decent on it. And we already had this tombstone looking bracket in stock. The whole size fit what threads was on here and everything, but it wasn't long enough. So again, talked to Dad, it's like, hey, we need to cut us out a little bit longer of a tab and put us a radius on it. And you know, something we want to talk about, get Dad to chip in here for a minute, and that is talking about if you need a tab cut out yourself.
It's like the bracket that we were showing that I had drawn up on the computer for the Pro Dash, the Holley Pro Dash deal there. As you can see in the little simple drawing that we had there, I mean, you don't have to be an artist. I just need some specific points that needs, you know, like measurements and stuff to be able to go by. This stuff just, as I'm drawing it in the computer, I could, for lack of better words, I can make it pretty and lighten it up, you know, to make it look like something professional. But you know, people can send me a drawing or whatever. It's, you know, just a simple sketched out deal. It don't have to be rocket science, and we can go from there.
That's right. And I'll tell you, you know, it's like with this bracket right here, when I talked to Dad about it first, you know, we're just kind of sitting in here looking at it, and he was like, well, what do you want? And I just kind of rough sketched out this piece here, and Dad got the dimensions together off of it, and he came back the next day with this piece here, and it works good. And you know, sometimes this stuff, I know it's like, well, why does it take so long to get certain things together or whatever? But you know, I mean, a lot of these things are one-off pieces, and you know, we had to make that. Now we do hope to resell a lot of this stuff in the future, and you know, we've got this for not only this vehicle, but we will have to put pretty much the same coil on my GTO as well, and we should be able to use this bracket again for that project as well. So I mean, it's constantly something that we get to save in the computer and constantly cut out anytime that we need it. But I feel like that's going to wrap up this episode. I felt like we gave some really good detailed information. So if you guys need a bracket yourself for something, just holler at my dad, Matt Kilby, on Facebook, and or myself, and I can send you guys his way, and we'll get something rolling there. But till next time, you guys have a good one. Okay guys, before I forget, I need to talk about the cross member for a minute here. And we got another thing to talk about, the battery tray as well, before we end this video off here. I almost forgot about it. Okay, so in the meantime, I've been working on this cross member here, okay? And something about this thing, I'm gonna give you guys a very, very secretive tip and trick here. When using a tubular style disconnect, okay? So this is a disconnect right here. I hope you guys can see it, and I'll give you guys a better picture of it in here as well, so you guys can kind of understand what it is. There's an Allen head bolt here, and there's one on the bottom side too. And when you undo both of these here, and you do the other two on the other side, and unbolt it from a transmission, this thing drops out. Well, that sounds awesome and everything, and it works really, really good, and it's extremely strong for tube chassis vehicles. But there's a problem with it, okay? So if you don't make sure you got this problem under control, you'll have nightmares in the end, okay? So this problem is, this is a very precise piece, okay? If you only put one tack weld, like at the top or at the bottom, or only one tack weld on each side, what will happen is, when you go to final weld this piece, it will move it. Okay, and when it moves it, it will lock it in, and you will not be able to take it out. You can take it out, but it'll take a hammer to get it out. Okay, so what I suggest doing is, if you use this style of disconnect, there's a very, very easy trick to do, and it comes when you're welding it. So when you go to tack this thing up, go ahead and final weld all this in before you even put it in. Okay, and once you get to this part right here, put a tack here on this side, a tack here on this side, and a tack on the bottom side. Once you do that, this piece will fit and come in and out very easy, and that way when you go to final weld it, it will not misshape this thing or try to pull it or push it one way or another. Okay, it will keep it true and straight, and this piece will remove very, very easily. Okay, it's enough talking about that thing. Now let's go talk about the battery tray. Alrighty guys, let's talk about the battery tray for a minute. We have these battery trays for sale on the website. We use these in almost every single build. We've even got these things on my car. And when you get them, they've got a flat piece right here to where you can actually weld it on, you know, like a square tube chassis or something along that lines, or it just gives you an extra area to mount it to, okay? And what I done was I rounded it off, cleaned it all up, and we welded the entire bottom of it up to one of the existing body mounts that's on the chassis, okay? So now when you put the body on it, you can take this piece and set it down on top of it, bolt it from the bottom. You don't even see the bolts run through it, and it works really, really good. And there's a hold down for the battery. Now we'll most likely probably end up making a sheet metal panel to cover this up and stuff, but it still looks really good, and I think that part turned out really, really nice. Okay guys, we're going to end out the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was really, really fun getting to work with Dad in this episode. Me and him work together a lot, but a lot of times I don't get to film him a lot. It's really, really hard getting all the footage together for these builds, because there's so many things happening at so many different times, and you know, to build something like this and every single item is getting built just about it on it, it's really crazy sometimes. But we're rocking and rolling. We had a good time with this episode, as we always do. Something I want to bring up that you guys have been doing an awesome job with, and that is commenting on our videos and sharing our videos. This last video we posted up on the Jeep, you guys commented like crazy on it, and that helped us out a ton. Those comments definitely keep the videos boosting to get more views, and it keeps it on those storyboards there on YouTube on however that crazy system works. But again, definitely make sure you comment down below. Just give us a thumbs up. Tell us how you're doing. Tell us what you're working on. Tell us what you think about the build. We love talking to you guys. I have a good time with the conversations back and forth that we have on YouTube. It works really well, and on Facebook as well. Definitely all the shares, all the likes, all the comments, and definitely making sure you're subscribed to the channel. But till next time, you guys have a good one, and yeah, you guys have a good one.
Thank you guys so much for watching our video. Be sure to check out our new website, kilbymotorsports.com, for all your high performance needs. If you like this video, be sure to smash that subscribe button. It helps us out a ton. Till next time, you guys have a good one.